Hello friends, welcome to Dr. Vet channel. I am Dr. P.R. Patel, Professor and Head, Veterinary Medicine. We have already seen the disease esophagostomiasis part 1. Here we will see part 2. In this part 2 we will see pathogenesis, clinical findings, diagnosis, lesions, differential diagnosis, treatment, prevention and control of important endoparasitic disease, esophagostomiasis. You study a generalized disease, parasitic gastroenteritis. This is one of the worm that causes parasitic gastroenteritis, and other many few 6 or 7 nematodes also produce parasitic gastroenteritis. So they are studied under one disease, gastroenteritis. Study here the pathogenesis. If you digest the pathogenesis very nicely, it is easy to understand clinical findings also. The infective larva penetrate the mucosa then the submucosa of intestinal wall after entry into the animal. At the site of entry, there is a localized inflammation around the larvae. Then slowly there is fibrous encapsulation around the larvae. There is infiltration of leukocytes, eosinophils. There is a caseation, a yellowish cheese-like material, and calcification. The host reacts, and all these things, inflammation, encapsulation, caseation, calcification, it is a building of a nodule. It is one type of nodule of a pea size. So characteristic of this disease is a nodule formation in the wall of the intestine. So it is called as nodular worm. Such extensive nodule formations are seen in small and large intestine. The worm along with them carries the infection. Nodule is infected. There is a small abscess containing yellow pus, caseation, calcification, and that just look like a pimple. So it is also called as pimply gut disease, a characteristic of this disease. Pimples are nothing but small abscesses. There is infection along with worms. Continuation of pathogenesis. Large number of the nodules causes abdominal pain, and the animal assumes a posture, arched back, bending of the back. The walk of the animal or gait of the animal is tilted gait, not walking properly. The stilt is small, the stride is small. There is a edema and thickening of the wall of the cecum and colon and produce catarrhal colitis, excessive mucus, may lead to ulcers and bleeding from the mucosa at the site of entry. There is a loss of albumin in the lumen of the intestine. It leads to hypoproteinemia, and this condition results into the edema in the body. There is a mucosa bleeding, so there is blood loss, there is anemia. inflammation of the mucosa of the intestinal wall, enteritis. So that affects digestion, absorption, and motility of intestine. This causes indigestion, lack of absorption of nutrients, emaciation. There is effect on peristaltic movement of the intestine, causes an important symptom, diarrhea. Continue here, pathogenesis. Excessive irritation in the intestine may cause a condition called intussusception of the intestine, especially in young sheep. The intussusception means telescoping of intestine. One portion of the intestine enters in the other portion of the intestine. That is because of the great irritation due to this parasite. Increasing peristaltic movement leads to intussusception. This is a dangerous condition. The suppurative infection of the nodule causes infection in the neighboring organ, peritoneum, may causes peritonitis or hepatitis. Larvae leave the nodule, they come out of the nodule and reach into the lumen of the colon, and in the colon they become a adult worm. These adult worms copulate and lays eggs. The larva may survive in nodule for about 1 year, or larva may be destroyed. Important part of the disease, clinical findings. Acute esophagostomiasis symptoms. If you have studied the pathogenesis thoroughly, it is easy to understand acute and chronic findings. These acute cases occur in young animals, lambs, piglets, and calves. So younger animals are more susceptible. And in younger animals, when there is massive infection, large number of the larvae are ingested at a time, they may cause a death of these young animals. There is a marked persistent diarrhea, severe diarrhea, the feces colored dark green, contain mucus and blood. Because of this diarrhea and irritation, there is stiffness of the hind leg. Again, because of the irritation, the animal keeps the tail elevated. There is great exhaustion because of dehydration and diarrhea, and death of the animals. Clinical findings of chronic cases: diarrhea followed by constipation, feces is dark colored, weakness, there is progressive emaciation because two things: loss of protein in the feces, second thing, absorption and digestion is affected, that causes emaciation. On rectal palpation, the clinician palpates nodules on the large intestine. The wall contains pimples and nodules. There is anemia because of the bleeding, and that manifests pallor of the mucous membrane. There is edema, again because of the hypoproteinemia. Diagnosis: examination of the feces. In acute cases, the feces contain fourth stage larvae, can be visible with the naked eye or one can see with a magnifying glass. In chronic cases, presence of eggs. In acute cases, the larval stage are young, they are not adult, they don't lay egg. So in acute cases, larvae are found. In chronic cases, eggs, but only eggs will not sufficient. There must be accompanied by signs of a disease. Otherwise, sometime eggs are coming when the parasites are less in number in the intestine. The identification of parasite cannot be done based on eggs only. It requires fecal culture that can identify the esophagostomum. Lesions of esophagostomiasis: carcass emaciated, there is a complete loss of fat, great emaciation. Large number of the worms are found in the intestine. The intestinal mucous membrane is edematted, thickened, reddish in color, hyperemia, and the worm is found embedded into the wall. Characteristic is various sizes of nodule in the wall of ileum and colon. Characteristic: the size of nodule is 6 millimeter. This presence of nodule in the wall of ileum and colon is the characteristic. Sometimes due to infection, there are presence of abscesses that contain green or yellow pus, contain casein material or calcified. Such pimples are found on the wall of ileum and colon, so it is called as pimply gut disease. Difference of the diagnosis: the symptoms are not characteristic, so it is difficult to differentiate from number of diseases produce such generalized symptoms, but one can guess that there may be a parasitic gastroenteritis. Even malnutrition also causes these symptoms. Trichostrongylosis in sheep, but here diarrhea is more prominent, but it is not diagnostic. Like this, many other, so many parasites, nematodes, they are causing gastroenteritis and produce similar symptoms. It is difficult to differentiate. For differentiation, examination of fecal sample, characteristic eggs, and culture of the larva is important. Identification of the adult worm under microscope by their morphology and other structures, we can differentiate the various types of worms. Treatment of esophagostomiasis: numerous broad spectrum anthelmintics are available and they are effective against adult worms and larvae. They are to be used. These drugs are benzimidazole group, albendazole, fenbendazole, thiabendazole, etc. Many other. Several macrocyclic macrocyclic lactose. Famous is ivermectin. This is important drug. One can give by injection and cure the disease. Phenothiazine is an old drug. It is also a highly effective. Continue treatment. Piperazine, a pretty old drug, highly effective. Levamisole, tetramisole. These drugs are effective against both larvae and adult worm. And so many other products are available which are highly effective. Resistance to anthelmintics are frequently observed. That is due to incorrect use of the drug, either subnormal dose, not given for proper period, or animal has not been treated. So such abnormal use of the product or the use of unsuited product, haphazard misuse of the drug, abuse of the drug, this all lead to resistance to anthelmintics against the parasites. Symptomatic treatment will help in early recovery and regaining the health, treatment of anemia, correction of dehydration, treatment of diarrhea, good nutrition, protein as food to correct the emaciation, the animal can regain the body weight, and proper nutrition contain all nutrients, energy, protein, vitamins and minerals, help the early recovery and better health, better production by this treatment. Prevention and control, treatment of infected animals, we have already seen in the treatment part, but the treated animals cure from the worms, but they do not remain protected against new infection. It will cure the disease, but it will not prevent the new infection. So in this case, to prevent, regular deworming programs should be applied. The program is planned according to local epidemiological, ecological and climatic condition to achieve effective result. Otherwise, again, there is a chance of resistance to anthelmintics. Systemic and thorough removal of all manure, proper disposal of manure regularly can break the life cycle of the animal and reduces the chances of infection. This is also a good thing. Keeping the premises and places dry, that also can kill the larva and that also reduces the risk of the infection. Friends, with this we are concluding important disease esophagostomiasis that causing the gastroenteritis. Please share this information to veterinarians and veterinary students and others who required. Subscribe the channel so that I can continue my channel. Thank you very much for observing this video.